If you are playing Lies of P like a regular Souls-like, you are playing it wrong, and I'll tell you why. I made a video recently where I was talking about questionable Lies of P reviews, and a lot of people in the comment section were saying that Lies of P isn't that good because it is limiting your mobility at the beginning of the game, and the game feels clunky because you cannot dodge the attacks properly. And that couldn't be further from the truth. The game is trying to tell you something, and in today's video, I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. So Lies of P is not a regular Souls-like. At first, it does appear to be one. You dodge the attacks, you block, but once you go further in the game, you will realize that those strategies will stop working. And that's because the game has been conditioning you since the beginning that you need to learn how to parry. Because yes, indeed, this game is a Sekiro-like, just like Wo Long and just like Thymesia. And I think that preventing you from doing double dodges and to get off the ground right off the bat is trying to force you to learn how to parry. And the best way I can prove this to you is to show you footage of an endgame boss where you have no choice but to parry. If you haven't mastered the parrying combat mechanic at this point, there is no way you're beating it. And I want to show you this footage. I know that it is a spoiler, so here's your fair warning, but I figured that most people that are enjoying the game probably beat it, and for those who think that this game is trash because they didn't realize it wasn't a Souls-like, it's a Sekiro-like, then they already gave up on playing it, so showing this fight will not change much, but it might sway their opinion. Now, you've been warned, let's roll the clip. The nameless puppet fight is absolutely impossible if you just try to avoid and dodge the attacks. The entire point is to parry with perfect timing, because then you'll be able to inflict stagger damage and be able to do critical strikes. Frankly, when I beat this boss, I don't think I dodged even once. It's just not necessary, and it's not even recommended. So I think that people fail to realize that this game is not a regular Souls-like where you dodge around. And this attack right here is the proof. Check this out.
Nothing more.
This attack comes out so damn quick, and it covers such a huge amount of ground that the only way is to parry it. And it does take a while to nail the timing, but once you parry this attack, he gets completely dazed and stunned for quite a few seconds, and then you're able to retaliate and inflict a lot of damage. This boss is extremely difficult, and if you're constantly getting hit by that attack because you definitely cannot dodge it, it's going to make it very hard. And that's why I believe the game has been conditioning the player all throughout to teach them that parrying is a must. This is an extreme example where you cannot win without the parry mechanic. Now, it gets progressively harder throughout the game, and you might be able to beat some of the earlier chapter bosses without parrying, but when you get to the late game, there is no way you're going to win if you still haven't figured it out that this game is much closer to Sekiro than Dark Souls. But it goes one step further. Because of the regain mechanic, you also have to learn which attack you should parry and which one you can just block and then regain by attacking yourself. So that also adds complexity to the gameplay. And this is not the only Sekiro-like. If you've played Wo Long and you try to constantly dodge away from enemies, that's not going to work. You're not going to get anywhere. You need to be parrying, which in that game is called deflecting, and that's how you get to actually win. But the difference is that with Wo Long, it's been very obvious and advertised right off the bat that it was a Sekiro-like. With Lies of P, it's a little bit more subtle. And I thought that players actually loved the fact in the Souls game that everything is not explained to you. And that's exactly what Lies of P did. It gave you all the tools to succeed, but didn't exactly explain to you which one you should prioritize. And by reflex, most players were trying to dodge at first. Some people caught on, some people didn't. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I just wanted to clear the air because there was a lot of misconception with this game's combat. Now, it's totally fair if someone can say that they don't like the game, it's just not for them, but you can't say logically that the combat is not fully fleshed out and polished. It's like if someone was playing Sekiro by constantly trying to dodge and then complains that the game is too hard and it doesn't make sense. Well, that's the reason why. It's just that in this case, it's a little less obvious. Now, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I'm sure it's going to get quite interesting down there. And I'll see you guys on the next one.